Mildenhall World Masters 2025 here in England, the day after the big race, after the World Final. And I stand here with Johnny Pierce. Johnny, he's the commentator of King's Lynn Stadium. And yesterday and the day before, the Friday, he was very, very busy. You did a great job. Tell us a little bit, how long are you following stocker racing and what means the commentator job to you?
I've been a stock car fan for about 30 plus years. The first meeting I remember was at Wisbech in 1987. So a long time. Obviously I had 12 years in the army, so 12 years of sort of out of the sport. But since I've been out from 2010 onwards, I've been following mainly F1s and 2 litres around. So that's the history. And I fell into commentating by mistake, really. I offered to help Matt out beginning of this season, and everyone said that I was a natural. So I'm still there, and it's a privilege and an honour to have done the meetings this year that I've done.
You're the main guy to promote everything, the big race, the biggest race of the year, the World Final. That means you talk to all the drivers, you're on the microphone for maybe 10,000 visitors and much more on the screens, on the live stream. Are you nervous sometimes? Because everything is up to you.
Yeah, this week has been Monday, the butterfly started and the excitement, and then every day you get closer, the nerves then start kicking in. Friday morning, the morning of the overseas meeting, it really kicked in then, and then Saturday morning as people started coming through the turnstiles, you then realise how many people you've got to perform in front of. I do get nervous. I've only been doing it, I said 6 months, and of course I'm following a legend of the sport, following Matt Black. It's no easy task. I'd never admit to be a Matt Black. I don't want to be a Matt Black. I want to be my own sort of presenter and have my own style, and hopefully that comes across.
You did an absolute fantastic job, and you can see and you can feel you do it with your heart. So what does that job, it's more than a job, what does it mean to you to stand in the middle of a big race and commentate everything, and to talk also to the audience? What does it make to you, to your mind?
It's really a dream come true. Some of these guys that I'm now making friends with, that I interview, some of them are people I've looked up to for years, and at first it was a bit daunting. Interviewing Frankie Wayman for the first time was like, wow, I followed this guy, and but it's great, and I do have a passion for it. I don't think you can't do the job without passion. You were great this weekend. You got to introduce your friends onto the World Final grid. Things like that. And for a World Final, it means so much, not just to us as a promotion, but we want to give the audience the best show in the world. And we truly believe this weekend we've delivered on that, and we just hope everyone enjoyed themselves.
I agree 100%, and I can understand it now 100%, because yesterday, as you said, I was allowed to introduce some Dutch drivers for the World Final. It was a unique moment, and I could take some interviews live in the middle, so I know what you speak about. It's absolutely brilliant. But you've seen all the drivers, you've talked to all the Briscoe F1 drivers, of course, in the UK, but have you been to stocker racing in Holland? Because it's also big.
That's one thing that's on my bucket list. I haven't done it yet, but now we plan on doing the World Cup next year. We're talking to Rolef at Blauhaus about coming over for King's Battle. So they're the 2 planned ones for next year. But while we're there, we might pull in some other tracks as well. So I've not been yet. So but I'm making friends of yourself, Rolef, some of the Dutch drivers, and they're all so friendly. I think it's a really family type of sport that everyone is just so friendly, and they got time, they'll talk to you. There's no need to be I wouldn't say scared, but a bit apprehensive approaching the driver, because if they've got time, they'll speak to you. If they're busy, then obviously they're here to race, and you have to respect that. But if they're not busy, they've always got time for a chat. So yeah, it's great, and I'm looking forward to venturing over to Holland.
I can understand 100%, and you're always welcome. I hope to see you next season there, maybe for the King's Battle or the World Cup, whatever. But I can understand now the good atmosphere in the middle. I didn't expect it so good. Between the races, there's so much joking to each other, laughing and having fun. It's not, not only to be concentrated. Of course, you must be concentrated on the point, but all the times between, I can say, make a lot of fun and say, please, thank you to the whole team in the middle, to everybody, to the marshals, to Matt, to everybody around. It was absolutely brilliant to do that. But the last question is, what was your favorite scene of the World Final yesterday?
My favourite part of any World Final really is having the honour and privilege to introduce the drivers onto track, because it's such a special moment for them as drivers. You want to give them a real good entrance onto track and make them feel special, and hopefully that came across with the crowd. I mean, when we introduced Tom Harris, you got some cheering and then some booings. He's a bit of a Marmite character, I suppose, but he drove a brilliant race last night. And then the introduction for Frankie Wayman, well, the place took off. If he had won last night, I'd get to think what would have happened, because
he's an army of fans.
The whole place went mad. So, but that's for any big event. It is the introduction of drivers, because it's to give them, the perfect entrance to their biggest race of the year.
So thank you very much for the whole weekend, for the interview here, and I hope to see you back in Holland next season, and I hope I can come back to the UK, to King's Lynn one day, and do maybe the same thing again.
You're always welcome, Pete, always welcome.
Thank you very much. Enjoy Mildenhall.
I will do.
World Masters 2025. Thank you, Johnny.
Off to get a beer now.
Yeah, do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.